Blu-ray collection, part 3. Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to part 3 of a look at my Blu-ray collection. So as I mentioned at the start of part 1, this is just, apart from my box sets, this is just all my other Blu-rays. They're not in any particular order. They were originally in alphabetical order, so you might get chunks that work, but otherwise you'll see later films before earlier films, later series before earlier series. It's 9 o'clock in the evening, I'm on my beer. I'm starting to forget words, so this could be entertaining. First up, we have the second series of Penny Dreadful. I loved Penny Dreadful. First series was probably best, but I did enjoy them all. I'm looking forward to the new Penny Dreadful series that's coming out with Natalie Dormer in. Should be good. And if it's not, it's got Natalie Dormer in, so that'll be good. Yes, this is season 2 of Penny Dreadful. I've already shown a fair few Arrow releases. You'll see a lot more. I've got a lot of Arrow films. This is The Killing, Stanley Kubrick's film. This was his third film. As I've mentioned when I've shown the box sets, and I've showed the Kubrick box sets, I'm a big fan of his. I don't love all his films, but I'm a big fan of his, and I think I've got them all on Blu-ray. I did really enjoy this, actually. It's sort of a noir thriller set around a racetrack. Not overly Kubrickian. But yeah, I did thoroughly enjoy this. And this also contains Killer's Kiss, which is Kubrick's second film. I'm trying to remember what that was about, but I enjoyed that as well. What was Killer's Kiss about? Killer's Kiss. Yeah, he'd done 3 documentaries, and then this was his second feature film. Oh, it's a boxing film, isn't it? Yeah, I don't remember much about it, but it was a perfectly watchable film. Okay, this is the first of many Game of Thrones releases. This is season 4. I don't need to go into too much detail about Game of Thrones, do I? All these box sets are really good. I enjoyed all the series. I accept that some of them weren't perfect. I accept that probably the earlier series were the best ones. But yeah, I'm not going to diss Game of Thrones at all. It has brought me a great amount of joy. Another Arrow release, Rollerball, another film I've always loved. Well, I'm recording these en masse, so if I say another, it's often referring to an earlier part. You'll have to excuse that. A film that I've loved ever since watching on TV. I think it was on TV as a youth. These are collapsing. So it's set in the future, and Rollerball is this big violent sport. Involves going around a sort of like a velodrome on roller skates, trying to score goals with a little ball, but they've got studded gloves and they punch each other and what have you. And it's sort of about the corporations behind it and how they manipulate James Caan's character, Jonathan E., who's sort of the star player in the world. Yeah, really, really good film. I think I showed the remake in my DVDs, and I quite liked the remake. Not as good as the original, but I quite liked it. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. I really like this film. I don't care what anybody says. Partly because I'm in love with Claire Danes, but I just really like it, basically. That's all I can say. Yes, it would have been better with Linda Hamilton in, of course, but Kristanna Loken Loken, whichever it is, Loken I think, is excellent as the Terminatrix. Yeah, I just really enjoy the film. Saving Private Ryan, one of a few Tom Hanks films that I enjoy. I've mentioned before, I'm not a fan. I know other people are, but I don't see it myself. But I quite enjoy this because he dies at the end. Yeah, just a really good film. It's a film I had on DVD. I imported early on Region 1. But it was separate, I remember, when it first came out, and it was only available in America, or America and Canada. They even had two separate releases, one with a Dolby Digital soundtrack and one with a DTS soundtrack. In those days, they took up so much space that they couldn't have both on one disc. But yeah, I remember I imported the Dolby Digital version of that. And yeah, it is just a really, really good film. Spaceballs, Mel Brooks film. It's a lot of fun. It's not Mel Brooks' best work, but he's done worse. But he's also done a lot better. But it's an enjoyable bit of fluff. This is How to Plan an Orgy in a Small Town. So if you've watched my autograph collection videos, you would have... I've talked a little bit about this because I received some signed bits as a result of funding this film. So I became aware of this film. Jewel Staite is in it, who played Keeley in Firefly, and who I'm a big fan of. And she posted the crowdfunding link, Indiegogo, I think it was through, for this film. And it sounded a lot of fun. I mean, How to Plan an Orgy in a Small Town, starring Jewel Staite. Yes, that sounds fun. And it was, you know, the Kickstarter rewards weren't, or crowdfunding rewards weren't ridiculously priced. So I can't remember exactly how much I paid, but I'm pretty certain it was less than $100. And I got Blu-ray. Well, it might even be, no, it's not. They sent... I'm trying to remember. Yeah, we got loads of updates as it was being filmed and what have you. Then, as soon as it was ready, I think, memory serves, they sent a download link for the film. So I downloaded and watched the film before it was even on the festival circuit. And then, after a while, I received signed DVD cover for it, signed by practically all the cast, and then eventually received the Blu-ray. It's dual disc, it's DVD and Blu-ray. It's a lot of fun film. It's not as naughty, well, there's not a huge amount of nudity in it, considering it's about an orgy, but it is sexy and about sex, and it's very funny, and it's a film I do recommend people watch if they can track it down. Guessing it's probably on Netflix or Prime or something like that. This is a Studio Canal special edition box set of The Man Who Fell to Earth, Nick Rogue's film, starring David Bowie as Thomas Newton, who's an alien who lands on Earth and becomes a multi-millionaire by using some of his alien technology to invent things. And then it all goes to his head and it all goes wrong. Brilliant performance by Bowie. Really good film. I'm a big fan of Nick Rogue anyway. So this contains, apart from having a nice flashy cover, it's got a nice booklet about the film. An advert for Odd Bins for some reason. Poster. Some art cards. Put this down. It's a nice matte, thick card. very little bit of boob in that one, but I won't censor it because I think we're all adults here, and certainly this video will be marked as not being suitable for children. Also, a replica of the original trade booklet for it. I think that's what that is anyway. And then disc 1, film on Blu-ray. Disc 2 and 3 is film on DVD plus loads of bonus material. And then disc 4 is the soundtrack CD by John Phillips. And yeah, bonus materials, loads of bits on there. So yeah, really good box set. Highly recommended if you're a fan of either Rogue, Bowie or just the film. My second favourite film of all time, Pulp Fiction. If you haven't watched it, watch Pulp Fiction. This was in my top 10. I can't remember where I put it. It was probably around 10 because it was one that I couldn't, was in and then wasn't and then was and then wasn't. But I'm pretty certain I did put this in my top 10. This is The Edge of Love. I obviously love this film. Saw it in the cinema. Loved it. Bought it as soon as it came out. Loved it. In fact, I think I bought it on DVD. And then, once I got Blu-ray, upgraded to Blu-ray. So it stars Keira Knightley, Sienna Miller, Matthew Rhys and Cillian Murphy. Matthew Rhys is Dylan Thomas. He is married to Sienna Miller. He is an old childhood friend of Keira Knightley, who is in a relationship and then married to Cillian Murphy. It's sort of intertwining their relationships, affairs, etc. It's actually written by Keira's mum, who is a playwright, Sharman MacDonald. Yeah, it's just a beautiful film. Really recommend that. Then we have Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton version. I really enjoy this. I love Tim Burton. This is where I first saw Mia Wasikowska, who, as I've mentioned in earlier parts, I'm a big fan of. Yeah, I really enjoy that film. Pixar's The Good Dinosaur. Love the Pixar films. Some are better than others. This isn't their tip-top one, but it's a very good film, very enjoyable, very emotional. Pretty much say the same for Inside Out. It's a 3D version of that. Oh, that, yeah, Good Dinosaur 3D as well, but not in the usual red border slip. Yeah, again, I know some people really, really love this film. I enjoyed it a lot. It didn't wow me though. I've certainly enjoyed other Pixar films more. This is The Imitation Game, the story of Alan Turing, starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Keira, and various other people. Mark Strong, Matthew Good, Charles Dance, Roy Kinnear. Yeah, so it's a story of the cracking of the Enigma code, basically, and Alan Turing's homosexuality and his having to hide it, and I'm sure many of you are aware of what happened regarding that. Yeah, just really good film. Couple more for this part. One more for this part. It's Indicator release. Indicator, relatively new label. I think we've been going a couple of years now. Not picked up a lot of their stuff. A lot of their stuff doesn't really appeal to me, but the bits I have picked up have been really good. They're sort of similar to Arrow in quality and in, you know, quality of extras as well. So this is Brian De Palma's Body Double. Again, a film I've had on many formats. Big Brian De Palma fan. This is possibly him at his most Hitchcockian. Except Hitchcock would never have got away with the amount of nudity that's in this. Yeah, highly recommend it. Basically, Craig Wasson, Wasson, W-A-S-S-O-N, is set up. He moves in to house sit or flat sit his mate's. He's an actor. His mate's flat. this flat has got a telescope which is trained at a block of flats opposite, where he sees a woman who does strip teases at night, basically, for seemingly her own pleasure. So he gets hooked into watching her. He sees her out and about and he follows her. And then one night he sees her being murdered, and then he gets set up for that murder. And there's lots of complicated twisty-turny bits in amongst it. But yeah, really good film. Okay, so that'll do for part 3. Keep an eye on the playlist for subsequent parts. If you missed the first 2, they're on the playlist. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.